Hi loves, and welcome to the Dream and Do podcast. This feels a little nostalgic because I'm recording this as I'm walking around my local area having a nice evening walk, and this takes me back to going on nearly a year ago when this is how I recorded the majority of my podcasts in what is now lockdown 1.0. And it's so funny because I've had so many people mention the podcast to me, talk about the podcast, how much they enjoy it. Since then, it's also become an award-winning podcast. Woo woo! But so many people have said that they've enjoyed the podcast, and one of the episodes that comes up as the most popular is one that I recorded in my car. And I was driving, but it was safe. I just literally hit the voice memo app and put it on the seat next to me, and then I was driving. And what seems to have really stood out for people is that I was kind of embodying imperfection for the win, right? And not letting the conditions stop the message, and trusting that those that needed to hear it would hear it and would stay for it. And yeah, that it always makes me smile when people reference that episode. So it's lovely to be back here with you, and thank you for listening. It's getting a little bit windy now, so you're probably going to hear that in the background. I'm coming in because I have something to share with you. I have created for my Root and Rise members an audio program. The audio program is called From Head to Heart, and it is exactly as it says on the tin. It's designed to help you go from your head to your heart in all things brand building and life and being and you, and that blend of life and business, that intersection of you and business and everything. As a big-hearted creative, like, the clue is in the word, right? Heart. And originally this was going to be the minimalist marketing plan, but when I drilled down, what I realized that so many of you actually need is to be able to come from the heart space, because it's the heart space that got you started. It's the heart space where the heart, where the real core of your idea and your enthusiasm and your excitement and your passion lies. And if you've not started your idea yet, that's where the seed of it is. And that is the place where, when you can operate from there, everything becomes more aligned. And so that's the whole purpose of From Head to Heart. It's 21 days and of audio, because you know I love a little bit of audio. And what is super, super exciting about it is that I am using a piece of technology that means that the audio program will be delivered to you via your podcast app. So just like you're listening to this as a podcast, you'll be able to get access to the program. And this makes me really excited because I want to make it as easy as possible for you to do the work. Ultimately, I know that you're living full lives with lots going on. And I also know that you love listening to podcasts. So we're marrying the two and making it super easy for you. What I wanted to gift you today is the intro to From Head to Heart for you to listen to. And if it sounds like, oh, this is what I need, if it is speaking to your heart, you are welcome to come and join Root and Rise. The doors are open for a limited time. We get started with From the Heart, if I can get my words out, we get started with From Head to Heart on Monday. So you get to come and join us for the journey live. That's the invitation. Either way, listen to this intro that is coming up after this. you'll get something from it, whether or not you decide to join Root and Rise. But I really hope that you do, because within Root and Rise, you'll get from head to heart, you'll get community, you'll also get all of the other amazing things that come with being a member of Root and Rise, and really kind of staking your claim out there in wanting to do things differently, to work in a different way, to show up in a real heart-centered, values-aligned kind of way. And it takes courage to do different and often go against the grain. And it can feel really lonely. It feels lonely already, right? Working from home, as we've all been doing so much, and not having that contact. And it can feel real lonely when you're following a path of not following all the formulas and kind of not doing what everybody's telling you to do. And so I want and have gathered a community of like-minded souls who are travelling a very similar road. And also I'm here to support. The only other way to work with me at present would be one-to-one, which I'm fully booked up for, but also I know that it isn't within the realms of what is accessible for everybody. And so that's why Root and Rise is there. It's a way of being able to work with me, and I would love you to join us if it feels right to you. So I'm going to stop talking. The next thing you're going to hear is the actual intro to From Head to Heart. And yeah, just be mindful that the sound quality is going to change, because I'm currently recording this on my iPhone, walking around, and From Head to Heart was recorded in a proper way, inside with a mic and all that jazz. Anyways, my love, all the links are below if you want to come and join Root and Rise. And yeah, just wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Hey loves, and welcome to From Head to Heart, the audio experience. This program is designed to help you do exactly what it says on the tin. Go from your head to your heart on all things brand building and marketing and being visible and taking up space. So you're a self-identified big-hearted creative, right? Yet the biggest thing that is getting in your way is not spending time in your heart and not acting from that place. And the thing is, people buy with their hearts. Yes, they buy with their minds, but more and more often they're moving into a space of buying from their hearts, which for you, my lovely big-hearted creative, is amazing if you allow yourself to operate from that heart space, which is something that I know that you want to do. When I'm speaking to you and you're saying to me things like fear is getting in the way for you, or you're just not sure what to do next, you don't know what your next best step is, or any marketing efforts you do feel draining and not aligned, or things haven't worked out for you in the past, that's all getting into head space. And what we want to do is move you into heart and operate from there. So how is this going to work? Well, it's 21 days. 21 days because it takes 21 to 30 days to make a new habit. And what we're really doing here is creating new neural pathways for you. And that takes time and that takes repetition. I'm also really conscious of the fact that you don't have loads of time, right? You are leading these full and vibrant lives. I'm trying not to say the word busy, but there's lots going on. And I want to make it as easy as possible for you to do this work. And so it's going to be spread over 21 days. And it's really up to you whether you want to take each lesson day by day, or you want to binge them all in one go, Netflix style, or you want to take it in sections. The choice is yours. The main thing is that you commit here and now to doing the work and staying the course. So I suggest that if you're going to be doing it day by day, you set aside some time where you listen to the audio recording. They won't be long, I promise you. And you either act on what it says straight away, or you let it remunerate throughout your day and integrate throughout your day. But listening to it, say, first thing in the morning, when you're on a commute, on a walk, on the school run, whatever your days look like, and integrating that habit in will be a great way to approach this time that we have together. So, in From Head to Heart, we're going to be looking at the way you think, the way that you're being and the way that you're doing, and helping you move from head to heart so that you can allow in a more soulful approach to your brand building and marketing. Think of this as me guiding you through and hand holding you through the process as you have my dulcet tones through your earbuds. The thing is, right, you know what needs to be done in terms of marketing your brand and building your brand. You know the fundamentals of it. As much as your brain, as I said, that was like, no, I don't know what to do. If you've landed here, you do. You know the options that are available to you. Obviously, there's always new things to learn and new approaches and ways of looking at it, but the groundwork of it, you know. Some of you are probably really quite experienced at that. The missing piece, though, is that you often don't want to do it, or it's not coming naturally, or all of the mind chatter starts to get in the way, i.e., you're all up in your head. And so even despite the fact that you know what needs to be done, it feels hard and a struggle. And that's what we want to move away from in getting you from your head to your heart. One thing that I really need you to acknowledge and accept is no matter what it's going to look like in how you decide to market your business and act from that soulful place, when you move into your heart space, the fundamental part of it is that you know you need to connect with people and be visible, right? Like the fundamentals of marketing are that we connect and we be visible. Ain't no one going to come and find you on your sofa. So that's what we need to be focusing on, and that's what I need you to acknowledge. That doesn't mean it needs to be this kind of arduous task and draining, and that you need to be front and center and the loudest in the room and all of that jazz. That's not what I'm saying. But the basic principle that we're working on is that in order for you to be able to do the meaningful work that you want to do, people need to know about you. Got it? Good. Right. What I'd love to do now is dive into some principles about the way that we approach this heart-centered, values-led way of building your brand. Okay, let's dive in. Marketing can be fun. Marketing can do good. Marketing is reciprocal, right? I know some of you have that energy where it feels like you're extracting from people. It doesn't have to be that. Marketing can be this beautifully reciprocal place. The energy leads. Think in terms of energy and not time. So throughout this process, I'm going to be asking you to return to what lights you up, what energizes you, the way that you operate. And it's really helpful to think about how much energy you need to expend on doing different things rather than just the time that it takes you. Simple leads. Simplicity all the way. Your pace is the right pace, so slow is more than okay. Play to your strengths. Be reliable. Small steps. Small steps lead to the big changes. And lastly, be good at what you do, because word of mouth is golden. So my intention with this experience is that you would have, by the end, you would have moved from your head to your heart. I'm not promising that that is something that will be fixed forever, because we're humans, right? And that's not the way that we work. But you would have moved from your head to your heart throughout this process, and you'll be able to recognize when you're moving out of it. You'll be able to recognize when things are coming up for you and which space that is moving you to and from. You would have changed some of your thinking and being and doing around the way that you market your brand, and would have stepped into doing it soulfully. And you will have practical ways to shift you from one space to another, and your awareness of it will be heightened. And then you'll be able to be creating from that heart space. The energy around your marketing would have shifted, and you'll have a marketing strategy that feels good. You are willing to walk into the experimentation of that, full of curiosity, and feeling good is something that is totally achievable for you. You will be empowered to make decisions about your marketing and how you are doing things going forward in a way that works for you. And you would have created new meaning of what it means for you to take up space, be visible, and market your stuff. And you would have achieved a balance between the way that you show up with looking after and out for yourself. So given that we've established that connecting with people and being visible and letting people know that you exist is something of a non-negotiable, there are two definitions that I'm inviting you to embrace during this process and beyond. And those are that marketing is sharing and connecting, and selling is inviting. So those two things might be sort of mic drop moments for you. I'm hoping that you're hearing them and you're like, yeah, that feels good. Marketing is simply the act of sharing and connecting. There are a whole heap of people out there that will make it seem so much bigger and so much more complicated than that. But when we bring it back to the heart, that's what it is, and that's what it can be. And selling is inviting. It's inviting people to take the next step. It's inviting people into your offerings and programs and services. It's inviting people to buy your products. It's simply an invitation, and we can all make those, right? And one caveat that I have to make before we get started is that your head isn't bad. It really isn't. And we need to use our heads to make many a decision. We wouldn't be able to function in this society if we didn't. But it's not the place where we want all of our decisions to be made from. And you know the difference, right? You know that very nuanced difference between when you're being able to act from your heart as a big-hearted creative, and when your head is simply just getting in the way. So I needed to make that distinction clear. I'm not saying that coming from your head is bad, but you will know the benefits of coming from your heart and be feeling that call to do that, especially when it comes to the way that you connect in your marketing and the way that you build this big-hearted brand. So that's the end of the intro. All there is to welcome you in and let you know that, as always, with everything that I do, all of you is welcome to this process. Enjoy.